Here's a common scenario. Two Rocket League players are sitting in a voice chat together. One guy says to the other, "Hey man, what rank are you?" Oh man, this is a tough question. I know I'm Diamond 2 right now, but I also know I'm good enough to be Champ 1. If only I didn't get bad teammates that hold me back, then this would be an easy question to answer. So what do I say? It's a thought that's come across us all. I'm this rank, but I should be that rank. Maybe it's because you play with higher ranked teammates and you're able to keep up at that level. Maybe it's because you've been that rank before, but you just went on an unlucky losing streak. Or maybe you just think you're the most unlucky solo queuer in the world. Either way, whether you like it or not, you've had this thought before. And I'm here to tell you that you're right. Well, kinda. Look, the thing I hate most about the rank system is not how it's organized, but how people think others should play at a certain rank. Like, especially Champ 3 level, where I think toxicity is highest from my experiences, it's like every time I have a bad game, my teammate types something to me like, "Oh my god, how'd you ever get to this rank? You're the worst player I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, what the freak? You don't even deserve to be anywhere higher than Diamond because you're so trash. I'd rather have my mom as a teammate than you stupid idiot." Jeez, dude. Have you, never had a bad game in your life or something? Like, you can't tell me you've gone all this way without having a single bad game. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, my point is that people think that if someone is a certain rank, they always play exactly at that skill level 100% of the time. They think it's a foolproof way to tell how good someone is, and this may be obvious to some, but that is definitely not the case. For example, I first hit Grand Champ in Season 9, but after I hit GC and got my rewards, I didn't really care as much about my rank. Like, if you look at my RL tracker page, you can see that in Season 9, I played over 1,000 total ranked games across all playlists, and that was just the one season where I actually solo queued for a bit. Before that and after, I never really solo queued because I found it way more fun to play with friends. Also, people like this exist, so stay away from those guys. So yeah, I played over 1,000 ranked games in Season 9 and less than half that in Season 10, and again about 500 games in Season 11. Now, in this season, I haven't even gotten my GC rewards yet. Do I care that much? No. I mean, it'd be nice to get them, of course, but I don't really care as much as I did in Season 9. Think about it like this. In Season 9, I hit GC because I was grinding a ton and really trying to rank up. I was ranking up because I was grinding a ton and not really because I was actually getting better. In the seasons after, I didn't grind as much because it didn't matter to me. I know I'm way better now than I was in Season 9, but yet I'm still a lower rank. Why is that? Well, the short answer is you see, when you play in a party, the MMR system basically screws you over as much as it possibly can. If you're solo queuing and you go 5-5 for your session, you're probably going to end up about where you started, or maybe even a little bit higher. But when you're in a party and you go 5-5, you'll probably finish about 15 MMR lower than where you started, depending on the ranks of your teammates. How is that fair, you might ask? To which I say, it's not. Not in the slightest. But let me explain how it works anyway. MMR stands for Matchmaking Ratio, and it's basically how your rank is actually measured. You can check your MMR using a website like Rocket League Tracker. I'll leave a link in the description for it. And of course, it's kind of boring to ask someone, "Hey, what MMR are you?" So instead, Rocket League put in the ranking system to make it actually more interesting. Each rank represents a certain range of MMR, and you gain and lose MMR by winning or losing matches. But the interesting thing is that you gain more MMR from playing alone than you do from playing with friends. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but I'd like to have a chat with whoever implemented this rule into the game. Basically, when you're in a party, it'll try and match you up against a team that's around the same skill level. Perfect, it makes sense, it's supposed to do that. But after it finds a good match for you, it judges how much MMR you should gain from winning based on the MMR of your highest ranked party member. Meaning, if you win this game here, the system won't see it as this, it'll see it as this. I don't know why the system is so harsh against partied up teams, but it's always been like this, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. A huge problem I see with this system is the fact that it encourages Smurfs, and I'm not saying all Smurfs are bad. Like, I have a Smurf account, I'll admit it. I named it a very clever name called Waitin2. Yeah, I'm pretty creative. But the reason I have it is because if I play with a friend that's even just one rank lower than me, it puts us at a huge disadvantage. The only way not to suffer from this party up nerf is by only partying up with people that are really close to you in MMR. So if two guys, let's say a GC and a Champ 2, want to play some comp together, they can't really do so if they want to have a successful session unless the GC has a Smurf. I remember back when I was really trying to rank up, I would get so frustrated when I see someone join the match with no profile picture and a completely default Octane. That was just a big sign that that player is a Smurf and this is going to be a really tough game to win. But I mean, it's kind of hard to blame them. If they literally just wanted to play comp together, that's completely understandable if they'd want to use a Smurf. But if they're doing it specifically with the goal of boosting the lower ranked player to a higher rank that he doesn't deserve, that's where it gets out of hand. The last thing I just want to recap is that ranks in Rocket League aren't a sure way to measure someone's skill. I'm a lower rank now, but I guarantee I could destroy my Season 9 self. And just because someone is a certain rank, that doesn't mean they're going to play like that all the time. It really depends on how consistent of a player they are and how much they actually grind competitive. So please, if you're this guy, think twice before typing. Thanks!